the feminists who were mixing Marx and feminism in New York, I'm sure it happened elsewhere too, but I know about New York. They were reinterested. So Shulamith Firestone, I think, and Kate Millett, they were turning this eschatology, so this religion of the proletariat's eventual rebirth, so it's kind of this Christian story of this the proletariat, they get to the millennium, they get up to the New Jerusalem, the Promised Land, after they get rid of this bad, evil class, and that in this sense turned out to be the patriarchy, right? So we went from I'm sorry for loop-de-looping, but what can you do? Because it's interesting stuff, you have to admit that. And it's necessary to know this shit if you're really going to work against it. But anyway, so the Firestone and Millett, I'm not sure, to what extent their theories look the same or it differs, but they just remapped the proletariat's utopia, I guess. So this proletarian utopia idea onto a women's utopia. And then the class which is the oppressor is then the male class. So it's a very simple binary division of good and evil. You have to have a Manichaean division in order to in order to have revolution works. That's what Tismanianu says. And anyway, so anyway, back to the radical feminists. So I don't know how to say this. In Leninism, and that turned into an exterminism, right? In Leninism, they blamed everything on this upper class, this bourgeois class, and, then they had to be, kicked out of the public sphere, and they had to be denied rights, right? So in order to have equality, you have to take this group and deny their rights, because they're, they control everything, and if you don't deny their rights and let them organize, they're going to, undermine you. So, it became massive Holocaust, actually, of killing people, and anyone who was related to someone bourgeois, and anyone and that meant a lot of fucking intellectuals. Think about this, people who had been to universities. So anyway, it became a Holocaust. But that exterminism, that's in the heart of these theories, this Marxist eschatology, which radical feminism has translated into the theory of patriarchy. So it's that there is, in radical feminism, so this Marxist feminism, there's an exterminism, right? There's this fantasy of wiping out all men. Which Valerie Solanas was very explicit about, but it comes back again and again in the revolutionary feminists. So that is a very little known. That's very little known. What I've just told you. It's much clearer in Paris. So there is more work done in the gay liberation and women's liberation in Paris. There it's there it's much clearer there was Maoist groups, the gauchistes that were running around in Paris. I'll tell you more about them later, but think about it.